Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about my last crochet market of the year. Yes, that is right. I am all done with my crochet markets for 2024 and I am both very sad and also a little relieved. This is my first year doing craft shows. I think I did my first one back in April, and so it's now the end of November. Or I should say the show took place at the end of November. It's now December. So like I said, I am sad, but also relieved because I had a really good show on November 2nd. If you didn't see that video, you should go watch it. But I sold out of almost all of my inventory, and ever since then, I've been scrambling to get caught back up. Okay, so the show itself, the show was on November 30th, so the last day of the month. And just like pretty much all my shows this year, they took place from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. This show took place at a fairgrounds, like a county fairgrounds, and it cost people $5 to get in. That was $5 for the adults. The children were free. But I did a show earlier this year that was at another county fairgrounds, and they also had a $5 entrance fee, and that show did not go super well. I kind of wanted to cancel this show, to be honest, but it was a little bit too late, and the booth fee was a lot. It was more than I have paid for any other show before. It was $150 for a 10 by 10 foot spot. I think I had like up until 30 days before the show to cancel, but my big show earlier that month was on the 2nd, so that did not give me a full 30 days to cancel, so I couldn't have gotten my money back anyway. Now the spot itself where I was located, I was kind of tucked in the back. It was not a very good spot. It was very crowded, like between my spot and the vendor across from me. It was like a small walkway for the shoppers. And of course, there was a bunch of other crocheters there, which you gotta expect at pretty much every show you go to. And finally, I had a pretty small inventory. This time I brought 74 items, and that was a total of $707 worth of inventory. And most of those items were my keychains. So I just did not have a lot of stuff. I tried my best to catch up, but we had Thanksgiving, I had family in town. So unfortunately, I just didn't have a whole lot of stuff at my table. Although I did have this new item. Let me grab it. So for this show, I made this bigger turtle. This is the same pattern as my little turtles. It's by 1 Cent Crochet. It's a free video here on YouTube. But yeah, it's the same pattern, but just made with Parfait XL, and I love it. I'm kind of glad he didn't sell because I want to keep him for myself. I used a 10mm hook with the Parfait XL, and these are size 20mm safety guys. But aside from him, everything else I had was the same. So leggy froggies, little turtles, mushy pops, keychains, loaf cats. And yeah, right off the bat, it was really, really slow. I'm gonna take his price tag off because I kind of like just want to keep him. So anyways, it started off really slow and it stayed pretty slow throughout the whole day. I mean, we would kind of get rushes of people, but a lot of people did not seem to be wanting to buy stuff. And this was the same exact vibe that I got at the other fairgrounds where they charge $5 to get in. I talked to my neighbor and she said the same thing, that a lot of people were just walking by and looking and not really stopping. My first sale did not take place until 10:03 a.m. And then from 10 to 11, I had 3 sales. From 11 to 12, I had 0 sales. From 12 to 1, I had 2 sales. From 1 to 2, I had another 2 sales. And then I wrapped up the day from 2 to 3 with 1 more sale. If you were counting along, that was a total of 8 sales throughout the entire day. Oh my gosh, this show just dragged, sitting there and waiting and hoping that somebody was gonna come by and love my stuff. Like my previous shows had gone so much better than this. This was the slowest, by far, the slowest show that I've had all year. Now the good thing is I finished like 6.5 plushies while I was sitting there. For what sold, this is not gonna take very long because I only sold 9 items. I sold 1 leggy froggy for $9, and it was the orange one, which is funny because the yellow and the orange leggy froggies have been doing a lot better than I expected. I sold 1 leggy froggy keychain. It was a green one for $8. Of course, the loaf cats did really well. 4 out of 6 of them sold at $15 each. My mushy pops, only 1 of them sold this time. And it's so funny. It's actually the mushy pop that I painted on. If you saw my video from last week, I painted on a few of my plushies with fabric paint, and the mushy pop that I painted on, I wanted to see like what people thought of it. So I put it in the basket, and this girl picked him up and she said something about the way that his face looked, like very derpy but also very cute. So she actually purchased that one for $8. And then the only other thing that sold, which I forgot to mention I brought this time, were chickens. Here's the one chicken that's left. It's this black tweed one. I brought a white one and like an almond color one. Both of those sold. This guy was left and I sold them for $10 each. Here are the two loaf cats that did not sell, which is funny because these two colors usually do pretty well. The axolotls did not sell this time, not a single one. So I brought 4 with me. I've got all 4 left. Here are all my turtles that are left. I've got 5 of them. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to show you what I have left. This is everything that I was left over after all my shows this year. I've got this standing cow left. The pattern is made by Madeline Co. and I will have a Google Doc in the description that has links to all of the patterns that I mentioned today and all of the patterns that I use in general. I've got 2 mallards. One of them is what I made. This is the one I made during the show, so I've got 2 left. Okay, so everything else that did not sell I have here in this basket. This is the smaller stuff that didn't sell. And what do we got here? We got some leggy froggies. I had brought 8 of them with me. The one orange one sold, and so I've got all of these left. And then I've also got the ones that I made during the show, which they don't have faces yet. So I've got like 11 and a half leggy froggies left. This bigger octopus, he's a little bit bigger than the ones I used for the keychains. The mushy pops did really well this year, but I have still got a few left for next season. Actually, I'm going to be putting all of these plushies that I did not sell at my last show, I'm going to put them on my Etsy. These like wristlet things that I had, they're really pretty. They're made with a gold clasp and velvet Bernat yarn, but they did really terribly this year. I don't think I sold any. These are all the wristlets I have left, and I've given away a few to like friends and family, so yeah, nobody purchased these really. Scrunchies. The scrunchies started to do much better this fall. They did not do well in the spring at all. I think I only have 2 scrunchies left. Yeah, these 2 are the only ones I have left. The Octo keychains. I'm not gonna dig out all of the octopus keychains, but I think that I have 6 left. I made 8, I sold 1, and I turned 1 into mint chocolate chip ice cream. I did that in the video where I painted on my plushies. I've got 1 mushy boy left. These guys did like pretty fine, but they kind of competed with the mushy pops. And he's in this tan color. I also had like blue, red, other colors, and those ones seem to do better than the tan. The leggy froggy keychains, I made 12 of these and 1 sold. The whale keychains, I made 8 of them and none of them sold. The mallard and the chick keychains, these guys got a lot of attention. People commented on them a lot, but no buyers. I did only have them for 2 shows, I think. I made these like in November. So yeah, that's all the plushies that I have left over, including this guy. I'm not going to be putting in my Etsy shop, not him specifically because I'm gonna keep him. But once I get some more XL yarn, either Parfait XL or like Sweet Snuggles, once I get more of that, I think I'm gonna make more of these and then I will put them in my Etsy. Like I said, I sold a total of 9 items and that was for $105 worth of sales. My square fees were only $1.16 this time. State taxes were only $4, and the booth fee, like I mentioned earlier, was $150. Materials were $18.46, and that brings my profit for this show to negative $68.62. Yeah, unfortunately, I lost money at this show, and earlier this month, I had to cancel one of my other shows because I just did not have enough inventory or time. That show was $90. So if you add that to the money that I lost from this show, that is like $158, something like that. But that's all that I lost throughout the whole year. So I guess it's not that expensive of a mistake. I mean, because there were definitely some things that contributed to me losing out on that money. Number one, I did not have enough inventory for the fall. I should have had way more stuff before my big show that I did on November 2nd. And number two, I should have just canceled that show for the 30th and found another show that did not charge a $5 entrance fee, Let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think about that $5 entrance fee? Like, if you are a vendor, do you like to do shows that charge entrance fees? And if you're a shopper, do you like to go to shows that charge a $5 entrance fee? And does that affect the amount of money that you spend at the show? Either way, both times that I did a show at a fairgrounds that charged a $5 entrance fee, I did not have a very good time. And I think moving forward, I'm gonna be a lot more choosy with the events that I decide to do. Also, next year, I'm gonna make sure that I have way more inventory to get me through the fall especially. So that's it. That's a wrap on all of my 2024 shows. I do have videos on all of the shows I did this year. This is my first year doing it. So if you have not seen those videos and you want to check them out, I have a playlist. And with that, I think I'm going to end it here. Let me know down in the comments if there's anything else you'd like to see from me now that I'm not going to be doing markets for a couple months. All right, and that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you. Mwah. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more crochet content from me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.